Hello, Williamson County, and welcome to It's About You, an informational program about the classes, activities, and special events of the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. Now, the cold weather will still be around for several more weeks, but Williamson County Parks and Recreation is already thinking about the spring and summer, and plans and preparations for some of our most popular programs and amenities have already begun. Joining me for the first half of our show today is Recreation Specialist Janey Mason, who oversees two of our most popular cultural arts programs, the Star Bright Players and the Williamson County Community Band. She's here to talk about a couple of important dates for these groups and their upcoming spring seasons. Janey, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me back.
It's always a pleasure to have you in the studio to talk about some of our cultural arts programs and the different kinds of things that they provide to the community through the Parks and Recreation Department. A lot of times people tend to always associate the department with fitness and athletics and other types of general programs and classes, but it's nice to remind people from time to time that we also do participate in the cultural arts and have some wonderful, very successful programs to tout in that area. We'll start off today talking with one of our favorites, the Star Bright Players, our children's theater group. This performing arts group has been in the community for years, decades, and has really seen a true evolution in front of the community as it's grown year after year after year to a wonderful place that it is now. Talk to us a little bit about Star Bright. It's been in existence for over 20 years, but I know you guys now are averaging close to 100 kids per show now, and that's just who gets cast. That's not including all who audition.
Right. It has grown quite a bit over the last several years, so we're excited for a new season. As you said, we do have hundreds of children that come and audition each year for each show, and we're just excited to see what the next season brings for us.
And holds. We'll talk a little bit about just this past season. Not too long ago, Star Bright wrapped up the 2015 season with their winter production of Mary Poppins.
Right. Talk
to us about that show and how it went.
Oh, it was fun. It was practically perfect.
In every way.
In every way. It was a lot of fun for all the kids involved. That story, it's a little bit different than the Disney movie that everybody knows and loves, but it brings a lot of the favorite elements of that show. All the kids had a great time. We had a great audience. Everything was very successful, so we were thrilled with everything that happened.
And in always pushing the envelope a little bit more, this year we actually had a character who flew.
Right, Mary did fly in and fly out at the appropriate time, so that was a fun element to add to the show. Something different.
Absolutely. And then at the end of this past winter's production, our spring show was announced, and it carries a very special meaning with this group.
Right. So for the spring show, we've chosen to do The Wizard of Oz, which was actually the very first show that our director, Leslie Milstead, produced for us when she joined us with Star Bright.
Which was 2004?
I believe so.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking right. I'm thinking it was spring 2004. The show, it was The Wizard of Oz. It was held at the Franklin High School Theater that year. But that was Miss Milstead's first show, and it's after such a tenured time with Star Bright, it's nice to see her come back and put another spin on this production.
Right. It's a favorite show for everybody who doesn't love the story of it, and we're really excited. We're looking forward to see who comes out to audition.
Well, the auditions are always phenomenal for the children's theater program, and I love hearing the stories after auditions are over about just the level of talent that these children possess at really a very young age, and a love for performing and for theater and for singing and dancing and acting, and all of it really, combined into these little Pine House powerhouses.
Yeah, it's amazing, and we tell everybody that's never seen a Star Bright show, we say it's children's theater, but they're nearly professionals. You will really be surprised at the level of talent that you're watching on stage. It's incredible.
Well, for our spring production of The Wizard of Oz, we will be holding auditions for the play on Sunday, February the 7th.
Yes.
Also, again, at what has become our home away from home, the Freedom Middle School Theater.
Yes.
What a great relationship that has been over the past over 10 years, that we've been doing our spring and winter productions of Starbright at Freedom Middle School, our auditions, our rehearsals. We would be lost without Freedom Middle School and the Franklin Special School District and their allowing us to use that facility.
Yeah, Dr. Jefferson, the principal there, is incredible, and she is so supportive of our program, and we are very fortunate to have that relationship.
Well, talk to us about the audition process. Sure. We'll start off with ages of the kids that can participate. Right. Starbright's geared towards kids
ages 7 through high school senior. So we normally say 7 to 17. Some kids turn 18 while they're still in school. So as long as you're still in high school, you are good to go.
And talk to us about the theater process and the time frame of auditions.
Right. So new participants to Starbright, we ask that they come between the hours of 1 and 3 in the afternoon. And we take children in groups of 10. So come prepared to sing a song, and a lot of children choose to sing Happy Birthday, and that's a perfect song to audition with. So just choose to sing something from musical theater or Happy Birthday that will showcase your voice on stage. So when we take you in your groups, you'll go back and learn a simple choreography step from our assistant choreographer, and then we will read lines with each other just to get comfortable. And then we'll go into the theater where you will perform your song. You will do the dance step all together, and then you'll read the lines.
And I love that you guys do this in a group setting for kids. It really helps put them more at ease when they're not individually singled out.
Yeah.
And then for children who are returning to the Starbright program, they have a separate audition time frame.
They do. We ask that they come between 3:30 and 5:30.
And then at the end of the day, you all are ready to cast?
Pretty much. So by the end of the audition, which we'll be there later in the evening, kind of going over notes and things and making decisions, we'll do our final list on the following Monday in case we need to do any callbacks the next day. We've had to do that in the past. But we'll post the cast list on the Wednesday of that week, which is February 10th, and it'll be posted online at 4 o'clock, and then you can just check it from there.
And you can view that list through our website at wcparksandrec.com, where you can go now to get more general information about auditions for The Wizard of Oz and some of the audition process that the kids will go through.
Right.
Once a kid is cast, they do have to accept their position, correct?
Right.
Or their role.
Right. It's very important that you reply to the cast list and let me know that you do accept your role so that we know to hold that spot for you. We've had some confusion with that in the past, but it's very important to do that.
And then once a child is cast and they accept their role, there is a $75 participation fee to be involved in the production, minimal fee. And then there's typically a 9 to 10 week rehearsal schedule, and then you guys are ready to present your masterpiece to the public.
Yes, yes.
And this year your show dates are actually going to be the last weekend in April. They'll start on Thursday night, April the 28th. We have 7 p.m. evening performances on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then a 3 p.m. matinee on Sunday, May the 1st.
Right.
So it looks like it'll be another wonderful time for the Starbright group and another great performance to see.
Yeah. We're really looking forward to it.
All right, also this spring, you've got the Williamson County Community Band gearing up for their, 16th performance season?
Yes. Yes, so it's a brand new season for us, and we've had some changes happen, and we're working our way into the next chapter.
That's right.
The band.
It is the next chapter of the community band. Our longtime director, Mr. Ken Krause, who initiated the community band, passed away this past year, and saw, like a true professional that he was, he saw it out to the end.
He did.
And he directed the last performance in the 2015 season. And as much as we hate to see Mr. Krause know, we know that his legacy will always live with the band.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to continuing this wonderful tradition that he brought to us, and we started, and I'm even going to get sentimental over this.
It's hard to think about. It's hard to think about this next
It
next step we're
really
going to take.
is. But to pay homage to what he has done so far, we continue with the Williamson County Community Band, and we're very excited to have Randy Frame step on
Yes.
board to help direct the band.
Yes, he has been instrumental in helping me get through this process. But he helped out last year periodically through the season as Mr. Krause needed, and Randy has a lot of great ideas, and he's very excited about moving forward with the band. And we met with some of the band members and kind of laid out a plan for how the season's going to go, and everybody's really looking forward to this next season.
Right. Well, the season will kick off with rehearsals starting on Thursday night, February 4th at 7 o'clock in the Franklin High School Band Room.
Right.
Again, without the help of our local schools, these cultural art programs just wouldn't be possible. So our sincerest thanks also goes out to the Williamson County School System for allowing us to use their amenities for this program as well.
Right.
Talk to us about the band. This is an all-volunteer group open to the public. I know you guys are always looking for members.
Right, we are. It is all volunteer, so anybody of any skill level, any instrument. Right now, we do specifically need an electronic keyboard player, and we are looking for trumpet players and an oboe player. So, but anybody's welcome. If you play anything, please join us at any time. Just give me a call and let me know, and we'll get you all taken care of.
Yep. And I will say this, ages vary. I
Right.
mean, there are children to seniors involved in the community band. Levels of skill vary. I mean, this is an open band for the community. So
Right.
anyone of any skill level is welcome to participate. There is a home for you in the Williamson County Community Band for anyone who just loves music and wants to be a part of an ensemble group again. We've only got a few more minutes. This time always seems to go by so quickly when we talk about your programs. But if you do have any interest in the band or have any questions about it, again, you can get information through our website at wcparksandrec.com, or you can contact Janey directly. Her office is out of the Longview Recreation Center at Spring Hill. You can reach her at 615-302-0971, extension 2216.
Yes.
Got it. And I know you'd be happy to talk to people about that.
Absolutely.
There is typically just a nominal participation fee with the
Right.
band.
Right. It's a $20 activity fee for the season, and that helps just to cover the cost of your shirt if you're new, and it helps us to cover cost of new music. We will be buying a lot of new music this year to present a whole new program to the public.
Yes. So an exciting time to get involved.
Yes.
For sure. And then just a real quick kind of layout of the season. You guys typically rehearse every Thursday night at 7 o'clock, again at the Franklin High School Band Room, and then shows are spread out throughout the community, usually beginning in the
first weekend in May.
Yes.
And so we'll do concerts from May through November, and the schedule will be posted on our website once it's finalized. But we're looking to add a lot of new music, and each concert will be different. So if you've heard the band before, you've never heard this band, so check us out for sure.
It'd be great. Well, Janey, I want to thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Just real quick, I wanted to remind people about these upcoming program dates. We have auditions for the Star Bright Players spring production of The Wizard of Oz that'll be held Sunday, February the 7th at Freedom Middle School from 1 to 5:30 p.m. New participants will audition from 1 to 3. Returning Star Bright participants from 3:30 to 5:30. Again, it's for ages 7 through high school seniors, and additional information can be found through our website. And then for the Williamson County Community Band, we will begin rehearsals for our 2016 performance season Thursday night, February the 4th at 7 p.m. at the Franklin High School Band Room. If you're interested, join us. We'd love to have you as part of the community band. Or if you just want to check it out and see what it's about, feel free to join us on the 4th as well. Information about the band is also available at wcparksandrec.com. Y'all stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be talking about more upcoming programs offered by the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department.
classroom is different.
Learning?
Different.
Teaching?
Different.
Testing?
Different.
Technology?
Essential.
Help us feed our cows. Welcome back to It's About You. We're talking today about preparations for our spring and summer season. One of the highlights to the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department's offerings every summer is the opening and addition of our outdoor pools. And to prepare for that, every spring, the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department offers a series of lifeguard training courses. To talk to us about those courses today, we're joined by Evan Hampton, who is our aquatics coordinator. Evan, thanks for coming in today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. I know you are already deep in the throes of pool maintenance and operations, getting things lined up for the very, very busy summer season. And part of what goes along with that is the additional training of lifeguards to help staff all of your facilities during our busy summer months. These lifeguard training courses have been a staple of the department over the past couple of years, and it's something that really people in the community have come to look to us for. They know that these classes are going to come up, and they know that they're a great way to get a skill set for teens, college-age kids, for good employment opportunities.
That's right, as well as adults. We accept adults as well.
Well, because besides summer operation, we're constantly looking for lifeguards at all of our indoor pool locations. And because those do operate in such a long window from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, plus weekends on Saturday and Sunday, there are quite a few adults that fall into those working hours as well.
That's right, that's right. We try to staff everything from, we start at 15 years and we'll go as whoever will come on and want to work with us.
Yep. Well, let's talk a little bit about these certification courses. The certification programs change periodically every couple of years. So talk to us about what kind of certifications the lifeguard training program currently provides to individuals.
Well, the lifeguard certification program that we are under is American Red Cross. It will provide a lifeguarding, CPR, AED, first aid certification for anybody that's looking to be anything from a babysitter to a lifeguard. With this certification, you're being trained to do water rescues as well as just your regular dry land CPR.
And the certification is good for 2 years, correct?
That's correct. It's good for 2 years from the day that you complete the last final test.
Perfect. And like we talked about, this is a great opportunity for individuals who are looking for summer employment or even year-round employment. There are always needs for lifeguards at all of our aquatic locations, but we don't always necessarily have the capacity to employ everyone who completes our lifeguard training courses. A lot of that is based off of staffing at the time of the courses and what holes we're looking to fill. But this is an overall recognized certification that's accepted at a number of aquatic facilities.
That's right, it is. It's accepted at many facilities that have pools within their facilities. American Red Cross is very nationally recognized.
Very well known as well. We'll talk a little bit about these training courses. The way that you set up your training courses in the spring is that you offer a series of at least 3 different certification courses. Usually begin the middle to late end of February and run through the first to middle part of May. And then after that, you also offer the opportunity for a challenge course for individuals who are familiar with course content and just need the opportunity to retest to renew their certifications. Tell us a little bit about kind of the parameters of the course, how many individuals that you accept per session, and the age group.
Well, the acceptance of participants that we have to max out at 15 participants. That's just a participant to instructor ratio that we have to cover with American Red Cross. It's a good thing because it gives us an opportunity to spend a lot more one-on-one time whereas if we had a 30 or 40 participant class, we wouldn't be able to do that. So we accept 15 participants per class. The price for each class is going to be $125 for the full certification, and that would be you coming in without any certification at all.
And that's a price that hasn't changed for several years now.
Right, right. That's a very competitive price. We do this for the community. Our main goal is to certify so that we can create jobs for the community. And we have our certification class it's $45 for that class. That is a certification that if you have the certification and it is going to expire soon, or if it has recently expired, you can come in and get recertified for that.
Basically just take the written exam rather than going through the full course instructional portion and getting all the knowledge. You have to come with the knowledge to that challenge course. And then again about the age of people who can take this program. Individuals can be 14 years old really, as young as 14, as long as they're 15 on the day that they take the final written exam.
That's right.
And then again, like you said, through adults. There is no age out. As long as you're able to compete at the level that's necessary to complete the course, you're able to get the certification.
That's correct. That's correct. It's at the day that we take our final test for whichever particular course you take, as long as you're 15 on the day of that test, we'll accept you through the class.
And talk to us a little bit about the structure of the program. Every certification course has a pre-test that individuals must complete at a certain level of competency to demonstrate that their strength of swimming and swim skills. And we'll talk a little bit about that more in depth, but then also give us an idea about how the course is laid out itself.
Okay. This course is to certify people to be lifeguards, to train them how to do rescues. We're not necessarily teaching someone how to swim. So it's imperative that you have some experience swimming coming into it. And part of what we do to make sure that takes place is we have a pre-course test. It's a series of 3 different types of tests to prove that you're comfortable in the water. There's a swimming part, there is a just treading water part of the test, and then there's what we call as the brick test, and the brick test represents a weighted person on the bottom of the pool, and you're required to swim down, pick up the brick, swim it back to the side of the pool. Those are 3 of our prerequisites that we require prior to starting the class.
And talk to us a little bit about the swim test. I know there's a certain yardage that you want them to complete.
Right.
In that portion? Right.
The swim test is a 300-yard swim. You can use any type of stroke that you choose to use, as long as it is a certified swim stroke, like a front crawl or a breaststroke or something like that. It's a 300-yard swim. It's a non-stop swim. It's not timed, but you just can't pause at any point through the 300 yards.
And then for the tread test, they have to tread water for, is it 2 minutes?
That's correct. They have to tread water for 2 minutes without touching the side or the bottom of the pool.
And it's mainly with their legs, right? They're not
It's
allowed
all
to
legs.
use their arms.
Right. You usually put your hands in the cross position under your arms, and it's showing that you can have endurance with your legs for at least 2 minutes.
And then you pretty much explained the brick test, being able to dive 7 to 10 feet deep, retrieve an object from the bottom of the pool floor, and then swim it back to the side of the pool.
Correct.
On your back.
Right, correct.
Just typical to a rescue.
Yeah, it typically mimics a rescue. The brick is supposed to represent a weighted body on the bottom of the pool, and it shows that you can go down to a certain depth, pick that up, swim it back to the side.
And then once an individual passes the pre-course swim test, they're admitted into the certification class.
Correct.
And at that point is when you collect their class fee. So we don't necessarily take those at the time of registration, but we rather wait till you complete the pre-course swim test before putting that fee into place, and then a person begins the actual instructional program for the lifeguard certification. Our certifications vary. You offer 3 different types of courses over the next several weeks. 2 of them are what you would consider full session classes, where they meet for like a 3-week period of time, and then one of them is a mini session. It's a spring break class held over the Williamson County School Spring Break Week, where especially students have the opportunity to knock that certification out without it interfering with their educational requirements through school. To give you the dates of those very quickly, our early bird class will be held February 20th through March the 5th. It meets every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at the Indoor Sports Complex in Brentwood. Mondays and Wednesdays are from 5 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays are all day from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Registration for that class will begin on Saturday, January the 30th at 12 noon at the Indoor Sports Complex. And the registration component is really the most vital part to this, with only 15 slots per certification course. Those 15 slots are coveted.
Yes.
And you do require people to still register in person for this, since it is such a limited registration that you're able to take. But it doesn't necessarily have to be the individual participating in the program that registers them.
That's right. That's right. We would accept a parent to come in, a sibling, an aunt, an uncle, a neighbor, just anybody to represent that person in person.
Now then, after that is your spring break class. This is going to be held March 19th, which is the day of the pre-course, and then the following week, March 21st through 24th, is when you have the instructional class. This will be held at 2 different locations. The pre-course swim test will be held at the Indoor Sports Complex in Brentwood. Then you'll have instructional portions at the Brentwood facility, as well as the Longview Recreation Center at Spring Hill. Registration for this class begins February the 27th at 12 noon. And then your last chance class will be held starting the end of April 23rd through May the 7th, another 3-week program meeting Mondays and Wednesdays at the Indoor Sports Complex and the Longview Recreation Center at Spring Hill from 5 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, the pre-course test for both locations takes place at the Indoor Sports Complex in Brentwood, and registration for it begins April 2nd at 12 noon. Realize we just ran through a lot of dates, so all of this information is also available through our website at wcparksandrec.com, as well as some printable literature that you can keep with you for your own records. And then the last component is the challenge course, which we briefly talked about earlier, but an opportunity for individuals who are already familiar with current course content, giving them a chance to basically just test out to renew their certification. That will be coming up the middle of May. This year you've actually added 2 of those courses to the list, one on Monday, May 16th, and a second on Wednesday, May the 18th. Both of them will be held at the Indoor Sports Complex in Brentwood from 4:30 to 9 p.m. They are a separate charge of $45 per person per challenge, and to register for either of the challenge courses, you would register at the Indoor Sports Complex April 23rd at 12 noon. And these challenge courses do have a lower participation number of 10 per class.
Correct.
Wonderful. Well, I know that's a lot of information to throw out there for people, and again, all of it is available through our website at wcparksandrec.com, where you can also get information about all of our other aquatic programs, plus other events offered by the Williamson County Parks and Recreation Department. And also be sure to follow us through our social media channels on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube for additional information, photos, and videos of all of our exciting offerings. Evan, thanks again for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you having me out.
I want to thank you guys for joining us for today's show as well. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, Williamson County, it's all about you.